The Navajo Nation Attorney General Ethel Branch is selective about who she protects on the Navajo Nation. Her letter to CKP, she said CKP was harassing Navajo Nation employees. She was trying to stop people from voicing their concerns about how native lands was selected as the new drought insurance agent. She was protecting Navajo President Boo Nygren, Mike Halona, and Patrick Sandoval from questions about how they pushed aside CKP's contract and quickly hired native lands. Now to combat CKP before the Office of Hearing Appeals, OHA, she's hired a high-powered and costly legal team from Washington, D.C., Jenner and Block. Apparently, attorneys at the Navajo Nation Department of Justice are not good enough to represent the Navajo Nation before an administrative law body, OHA. Ethel Branch has to spend thousands of Navajo Nation dollars to defend Boo Nygren, Patrick Sandoval, and Mike Halona's questionable procurement practices riddled with favoritism and self-interest. Washington, D.C. lawyers can cost upwards of $800 an hour, then add in travel cost, lodging, and so forth. Each lawyer to represent the Navajo Nation could easily cost the Navajo people tens of thousands for a simple OHA case. A case that is not even in Navajo District Court. You have to ask, why is there so much resources expended for a simple OHA case? Maybe it's Ethel Branch distracting people from her failed promises and from the legislation to remove her as Attorney General. On June 2, 2023, Secretary of Interior Deb Haaland issued a public land order that prevented Navajo allottees from receiving revenue from their allotments through energy development without consultation with the Navajo Nation and allottees. Ethel Branch vowed to the Navajo Nation Council and the allottees that she would sue the Department of Interior for violation of Navajo sovereignty. To this day, Ethel Branch has failed to do so, and that isn't the only failure. In April of 2024, Ethel Branch hired Eric Dahlstrom to conduct preliminary investigation of Boo Nygren and his office for sexual misconduct and other improper practices. Navajo law requires 60 days for this preliminary investigation to be completed, but it has been 8 months and still no end in sight. Yet, Ethel Branch jumps on this OHA case like there is no tomorrow and issues threatening letters and hires a high-cost Washington, D.C. law firm to stop Navajo people from voicing their concerns. Once again, they and the Navajo Nation are targeting CKP because CKP has the courage to stand up and question questionable antics performed by the Navajo Nation. Hiring Washington, D.C. lawyers is big business, but who's winning with that big business? Definitely not the Navajo ranchers and farmers.